Hidden fees and 401k plans seem to be adding insult to injury, given that so many Americans have seen their accounts decimated. Last night, 60 Minutes spoke with Congressman George Miller, who's proposed new legislation to force disclosure of these hidden fees.
Now you got a bunch of economic wizards jumping in and taking money out of your retirement plan, and they don't want to tell you how much. You can't decipher it in simple English, and they're not interested in disclosing it or having any transparency about it.
Joining us now is Jill Schlesinger, editor-at-large for CBSMoneyWatch.com. Good morning, Jill.
Good morning.
All right, tell us exactly what the congressman is so concerned about. Should we have these concerns? Should we have other concerns?
Well, I think that what the congressman is voicing is the anger that it's hard to figure out where you pay fees in retirement accounts, just like it's hard to find out in a regular brokerage account in a mutual fund. It's kind of weird and opaque. But I don't think that that's the big issue. To me, that's an easy thing to latch onto. The bigger issue is that we created 401k plans back in the 80s, the early 80s, and we never gave people the education that they needed to understand risk. And risk is what it's all about. If you lost 40% last year, it certainly dwarfs the extra 0.5% in fees that you may not be able to find.
So how do we find out? You're right, because like when I got into my 401k, I never even thought of risk. There was a surefire thing. How do we find out about these risks?
Well, that's the problem. We are not educating our participants, and what the Congress should be doing is making education a mandatory requirement for participation in the 401k plan. Here's what happened. The 401k was introduced, and coincidentally, there was a massive 20-year bull market that ensued. So we all got a little bit lazy, and companies got lazy, participants got lazy. But these are risky assets inside of this. And by the way, we made a transfer from pension plans to 401ks. Do you know what happened then? We transferred the risk from the company funding your retirement to you funding your retirement. What a massive transfer of risk just occurred under everybody's noses, and we didn't give people the tools they needed. So we need to get back to that place where we say, let's tell people what, really the basics of investing and how important it is to manage the risk, because no one's doing it for you anymore.
Well, shouldn't the company be responsible for telling you what the risk is involved? Because it sounds like it used to be on them, it was their risk, and now it's on us. So should we participate in these 401ks? What do we do?
Well, the problem is that if it's the only plan available, if you don't have a pension, then you should be participating. The old financial planner in me would tell everybody to participate. But what we'd like to see is people going through a more rigorous training. You know, if you're going to have to sit through all the different training you go through at a company, whether it's sexual harassment or just training on a computer, why not make that a big component? Let's get you through a 3 or a 6 or a 9-part series on how to manage your money, how to better manage your risk. And frankly, if we did that, we would have a happier workplace, wouldn't we? Because people wouldn't be freaking out right now thinking, oh my God, half of my retirement account just evaporated.
Can people do this easily?
You know what? It is incredibly easy. And really, to educate yourself, if you've got the gumption to do it, which, I know is hard, if you go onto the website of the plan sponsor, in most cases it's a big mutual fund company, there are steps that you can take. But what we would like to see is people go to their employers and say, give us education. Help us with this. Bring someone in from that fund company, from that plan sponsor. Don't tell us what the best fund is. Tell us what we need to know about how to best manage our money.
Jill Schlesinger, good advice.
Great to see you.
Thank you so much. Great to see you.